Namaste. Welcome to another Yamsocks ASMR video. Today we are reading from another chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. I believe we are reading from the 10th chapter today. The Glories of the Divine One, it is called. I'm trying to remember myself what the nature of this chapter is. I think it is one of my favorite chapters. So I think you will very much enjoy it. Let's get right into it. After I first affirm to you that you're allowed to be here in this space, and I hope you get comfortable and relaxed and you are affirmed in your spiritual path. In the preceding chapter, Lord Krishna touched upon some of the aspects of his divine nature. However, for our benefit, in this chapter, the Lord himself explains some of the most prominent manifestations of his endless character. This knowledge is blissful for anyone who wants to know God. Can confirm. Although there is no limit to the divine attributes and manifestations of the Lord, and our tiny minds are incapable of comprehending even 1 in a millionth part of his nature, the Lord still gives a broad enough description of his character so that a true seeker can get a hint of how great he might actually be. Let's dive into this divine wisdom about God. Oh, I love this chapter so much. I think you will too. Lord Krishna says to Arjuna, "O Mahabaho, listen again to my supreme words, which I, wishing your welfare, will speak to you who delights in hearing me. Neither the hosts of the demigods nor the great sages know my origin, as, being beyond the limitations of time and space, Krishna has no origin. For in every way, I am the origin of the demigods and the great sages. That one who knows me as the unborn and the beginningless, and also as the Supreme Lord of all the worlds, they, among the mortals, is non-deluded and is liberated from all sins. Intelligence, knowledge, non-delusion, forgiveness, truthfulness, control of the senses, control of the mind, happiness, sorrow, birth, death, fear, and also fearlessness, non-injury to the innocent, equanimity, contentment, austerity, charity, fame, infamy. All these various attributes of beings arise from me alone. The 7 great sages, to whom the Vedas, humanity's first revelations, were first revealed. The ancient 4, the mind-born sons of Brahma, the creator, and the Manus, the progenitors of humanity, possessing my nature, were born of my mind, and from them all creatures of the world come. One who truly knows this opulent nature and mystical personality of mine becomes unshakably united with me by becoming liberated. Of this there is no doubt. I am the source of all, spiritual and material, living and non-living, tangible and intangible. From me everything evolves, thus realizing the wise engage in worshipping me with loving devotion. With minds fixed on me, with lives devoted to me, enlightening one another by always conversing about me, they derive contentment and bliss. To those who are ever engaged in worshipping me with love, I grant that intelligence by which they reach me. Out of sheer compassion for them, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy the darkness born of ignorance by the radiant lamp of knowledge. Now Arjuna speaks again after this verse. It's the first time he's spoken in a long time, I think. Arjuna is beginning to understand that his cousin, Krishna, is no mere charioteer. He is an avatar, a descension of the source here to convey the ultimate truths. So Arjuna says to Lord Krishna, "You are the supreme Brahman, the all-powerful Godhead, the supreme abode, the supreme purifier. You are the eternal person, the divine, the original Lord, the unborn, the omnipresent. All the sages, Narada, the sage of the gods, and also Asita, Devala, and Vyasa, the sages of the highest order, confirm this about you, and now you yourself are declaring this to me. I accept as truth all that you have told me, O Keshava. Verily, neither the gods nor the demons, O Lord, can understand your personality. Indeed, you yourself know yourself by yourself, being the knower of everything. O Purushottama, O origin of all beings, O Lord of all beings, O God of gods, O Lord of the universe. You should indeed tell me in detail about your divine glories, the very glories by which you exist, pervading all these worlds. How shall I know you, O yogi, supreme mystic, constantly thinking of you? In what all forms, O Lord, should you be thought of by me? O Janardana, please tell me again, in detail, of your yoga, your mystic power, and opulence. Verily, I can never be fully satisfied hearing your nectar-like words." Some commentary from the Arjuna. Some commentary from the author, but I imagine the author had to put himself in the shoes of Arjuna to convey this. Arjuna, regaining some of his composure, realizes the person standing in front of him, serving as his charioteer and guiding him at the moment, is none other than God himself. Convinced of Krishna's opulence, he accepts the fact completely. Next, he becomes curious to know about the various forms and manifestations of the Lord. Krishna gladly agrees to explain this to him, and through him to the entire human race. Lord Krishna responds back to Arjuna, "Ah, yes, O best of the Gurus, I will certainly tell you my divine glories, but only the prominent ones, for my opulence has no end." You ready? "I am the Supreme Soul, O Gudakesha, seated in the hearts of all living beings, and I am the beginning, and the middle, and also the end of all beings. Among the Adityas, the 12 luminous beings, I am Vishnu, Krishna's supreme form. Among the effulgent ones, I am the radiant sun, the most shining one. Among the Maruts, the wind gods, I am Marichi, the chief god among the wind gods. Among the stars, I am the moon, the brightest one in the night. Among the Vedas, the first revelations, I am the Sama Veda, the most melodious of them. Among the demigods, I am Vasava, the chief of gods in heaven, Indra. Among the senses, I am the mind, the controller of all the senses, and I am the consciousness of all the creatures. Among the Rudras, the radiant gods, I am Shankara, their chief, also known as Shiva. Among the Yakshas, the nature spirits, and Rakshasas, the ogres, I am Kubera, their king, and the lord of wealth. Among the Vasus, the 8 brilliant beings, I am fire, the most brilliant, and among the mountains I am Meru, the highest mythological mountain. Also among the priests, O Partha, know me to be their which absorbs the water of all smaller water bodies. Among the great sages, I am Bhrigu, one of the most learned sages. Among words, I am the single syllable word, Om, the cosmic sound vibration. Among sacrifices, I am the sacrifice of japa, the purifying, meditative, and repetitive chanting of the holy names of God. Among immovable things, I am the Himalayas, the firmest of them all. Among all the trees, I am the peepal tree, the holy tree that has great religious significance. And among the godly sages, I am Narada, the divine devotee form of Vishnu. Among the Gandharvas, the divine singers, I am Chitraratha, the best singer among Gandharvas. Among perfected beings, I am sage Kapila, the author of the Sankhya philosophy, the knowledge-based path to Krishna. Among horses, know me to be Ujjaishravas, the divine horse, born of nectar, during the churning of the ocean for the immortality-giving nectar. Among godly elephants, know me to be Airavata, the divine white elephant born from the same churning. And among men, know me to be the king, the lord of all beings. Among weapons, I am the thunderbolt, the most luminous and powerful destroyers. Among cows, I am Kamaduk, the desire-fulfilling cow born of the ocean churning. I am Gandharpa, Cupid, the god of love, the cause for offspring. And among serpents, I am Vasuki, the serpent of Lord Shiva. Among the Nagas, the many-hooded serpents, I am Ananta, also called Sheshanag, the thousand-hooded divine serpent which forms the bed of Vishnu, Krishna's supreme form. Among the aquatic beings, I am Varuna, the god of water. Among the ancestors, I am Aryama, the god of the world of the ancestors. And among the regulators, I am Yama, the god of death. And among demons, I am Prahlad, who, though born in a demon family, was a great devotee of Krishna. Among reckoners, I am time, which ultimately neutralizes everything. And among animals, I am the lion, the king of the animals. And among birds, I am Garuda, the divine king of birds and the vehicle of Vishnu. Among purifiers, I am air, capable of carrying away all the dust of ignorance. Among the wielders of weapons, I am Rama, the greatest warrior and the best among men, the previous incarnation of Krishna. And among fishes, I am the shark, the most dangerous of fishes. Among rivers, I am the Ganga, the divine river, a symbol of purity. Among creations, I am the beginning and the end, and also the middle, O Arjuna. Among knowledge, I am the knowledge of the self. Among debaters, I am the logic, the natural basis of conclusion. Among letters, I am the letter A, the beginning of language. And among word compounds, I am the dual compound, which is a pair of two words, often used to signify the relationships with Krishna, like Radha Krishna, Prakriti Purush, Yin Yang, Shiva Shakti. I am also infinite time, signifying Krishna's eternal nature. I am the creator facing all sides, Brahma, Krishna's creator form. I am also the all-devouring death, and I am the origin of all that is yet to be. Among feminine attributes of nature, I am fame, beauty, speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and forgiveness. And among hymns, I am Brihatsama, the difficult-to-sing divine hymns of the Samaveda. Among poetic meters, I am Gayatri, the most chanted Vedic mantra. Among months, I am Marga Shirsha, the refreshing winter month. Among seasons, I am the flowery spring. the most relaxing season. Of the frauds, I am gambling, the one who deceives the deceivers by destroying them. I am the splendor of the splendid. I am victory. I am effort. I am the purity of the pure. Among the Vrishnis, the descendants of Vrishni, I am Vasudeva, and among the Pandavas, I am Dhananjaya. He is saying that he is Arjuna, the one whom he's speaking to. Among the sages, I am Vyasa, the compiler of the entire Vedic literature. Among poets, great thinkers and seers, I am the savant Ushana, also known as Shukra, the learned preceptor of the demons. Among the means to discipline, I am punishment, the final way to discipline one. Of the seekers of victory, I am the righteous principles, following which only can make one truly virtuous. And also of secret things, I am silence, the most confidential one. I am the knowledge of the people of knowledge. Also, whatsoever is the seed, the origin of all beings, that am I, O Arjuna. There is nothing, moving or non-moving, that can exist without me. There is no limit to my divine glories, O Parantapa. All this has been spoken by me as a mere indication as the expanse of these glories. Whatever exists that is glorious, prosperous, or energetic, you should know all those to have certainly born of just a fragment of my being. But I'm sure he's also very fragrant. Anyway. However, O Arjuna, what is the need for you to know all this in such detail? For it is sufficient to simply understand that I remain supporting this entire universe with merely a single fragment of myself. Some final commentary. Thus the Lord explains his divine manifestations in the most perfect and detailed manner possible. There could be no better way to do this other than him being as direct and straightforward as he has been. He is everywhere and in everything. Everything comes from him, everything remains in him, and everything is destroyed by him. He is everything, and everything is him. Nothing more needs to be said in this regard. Wow. I hope you understand why that is my favorite chapter. Some of my favorite identities of Krishna is that he is the sacrifice of japa, that chanting the name of Krishna is Krishna. It's not just that you're referring to the name that identifies some being called Krishna. The very act of repeatedly bringing to mind Krishna. How abstract is that? That act itself is God. The potential for all things. I also love that he is one with Scripture and the compiler of all Scripture, and that he is Arjuna. Imagine that. Imagine listening to God, and then God just slips in, I am you, and then continues talking about other things. It's like, wow. I think that's something really beautiful. And I can spoil it without spoiling, because I do not fully understand this myself. That so much of the spiritual path is preparing one to love God. And all of that love we have for God is not just one with God, but one with ourself, that we have been training for endless lifetimes to really immerse ourselves in the love of our own being. The greatest plot twist of theism is that the end of all your devotion towards the supreme reality, you discover yourself to be that. So I hope that this reading, Krishna has awakened your consciousness but put your mind to sleep. Next time, we will talk about the universal form of God, which is another favorite chapter of mine. As I mentioned many times throughout this series, the Bhagavad Gita starts off strong, and then it just keeps getting better. Thank you so much for listening. As I mentioned before as well, I had struggled with doing these more consistently if you're watching this as they come out because of my sleep schedule. But my sleep schedule is getting better now, so I've been able to dedicate more time in my day to things such as this. Much love to you. Namaste.